I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing that's under 100. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing that's under 100. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing that's under 100.
UMPE with Dave and Jay, where we build while we build. I'm Jay.
Dave.
And I'm Shaun.
Special guest.
We got a
special guest. Class alone.
No doubt.
DK?
Long time fellas. Yes, DK in
He
the
said
building.
all day.
Yes, building 4.
Long time.
Building 3, about that tray.
No doubt, man. So good to hear from you.
Shaun. I ain't seen Shaun in like over 20 years, bro. Look good, man.
Oh, man.
That's family, man.
Yeah,
Long
man.
time.
Yeah, man. So many memories, man.
Floor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He was one
man.
of the few building forecasts that was nice to me when I would come over there, bro. He was always a cool dude.
All love, man. Still love.
Yeah, man. It was
Always,
definitely crazy, man.
I always felt safer when Shaun was around.
But you know, we play that ball though. You play the barrel ball. It was off ground, Skelly.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Skelly.
man,
we definitely had a unique upbringing, man. Definitely unique with the barrel ball. You don't see that nowhere else. Nowhere else, man.
We had that was like state of the art right there.
All right, Dave. What we got a home workout, a home total body going on?
All right, today we're modifying a little bit. We're gonna do a home workout circuit. We're gonna start. It's gonna be a total body setup. Everything's gonna be max rep unless I say so. So what you're gonna need is maybe a pull-up bar somewhere to suspend, a bench possibly, and some loose dumbbell. All right. So the first circuit, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an inverted row, and with Jared, you're gonna do, in the gym, you're gonna do a regular pull-up. All right. So this is just suffice for you at home folks that don't have a pull-up bar. What you're gonna do is you're gonna basically remain parallel to the ground. Your body's gonna be parallel to the ground, and it's simple as just pulling yourself up. And you don't want to touch the ground. You want to stay suspended. All right. And you want to do max rep for this to feel it because you're using your body weight, right? All right. And then the next workout, if you guys can see me well here, I'll just do it on the ground for right now. Let me adjust my tripod here a little bit. And here, what we're gonna do here is a human pullover, right? This is gonna be working the core, and we're gonna be raising our legs and our lower torso off the ground. You're gonna want to be at arm's length from the supporting the supporting base, and you're just lifting your body up. That's it. And you're gonna be slow on the return. You're gonna feel this. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right.
I can tell. Yo, Dave, while I'm up here doing my pull-up, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that ab exercise that you showed us a couple weeks ago.
All right. All right. Yeah, you want to get fancy? He gonna feel that though.
You know I like that exercise, bro. I'll be doing that while I'm at work.
Look, I'm grateful that you appreciate it. That's what's up.
All right, let's get it in. All right, Shaun and Dave, is y'all set? Hey, so let me ask y'all this.
It's on me.
Ask y'all this, man. Yeah, it's on you. Let me ask y'all this, man. So have y'all seen footage from the Travis Scott joint? The Travis Scott concert?
Oh,
all those people died?
Messy, man. Messy.
What's going on?
I've seen some weird things from that, man. There's a lot of conspiracy theory going on here.
Okay, so like, all right, so I've always had some kind of feeling when it comes to like some of this new music that's out here, right? Like, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's demonic, but I don't listen to it, and it's not because I'm just so conscious and I'm better than them. It's just because I don't like the way it makes me feel, right? Like I'm a clinically depressed person, right? And I can't put certain stuff into my energy or into my being, right? So I have to be really shielded about what I listen to and what I watch and shit like that, right? Correct. So certain music I just don't vibe with because it makes me feel bad about myself. Travis Scott, I could listen to some of his stuff. I was letting myself listen to some of his stuff because it's catchy and it's a little bop to it. But man, I can't listen to this shit, man. I can't listen to him after I saw that, man. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way with that. Yeah, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead. Let me get this out.
No, you got the floor, man. You the guest, man. You got it.
Yeah, so just kind of looking at it, it just blew me away at how, first of all, the children being there, that to me was insane. I didn't even think it would ever come to that. But to see the deaths, you know, that came from that, you know, it blew me away. But then also the fact that, you know, this Astroworld, I don't want to sound too crazy, but again, when it hit suburbia, you know, when certain things happen in, you know, in the white community, then it becomes a problem. Concerts like that, you know, it's been going on for years. And, you know, that propaganda, that music, we've been having for years in our own community. And when it hits us, they market. You know, they make money off of us. They do whatever. Right. But now that it's bringing attention to their community, now it's a problem. Oof. And
I got something for that. For that.
What you got?
I don't mean to cut you off, but
catch my breath.
So I got a nuance for you. Not necessarily where if it affects the community, if it comes from us, right? Because like you said, they've been doing this for years. Ozzy Osbourne biting, you know, crows' heads off and all that other stuff.
Come on.
You know, they've had their rituals forever, but they say when it comes from our source, okay, when it comes from our source, that's when it's a problem. And you know what, man? It's a shame for this buddy because you know what I want to tell him is welcome back home, right?
Right.
like your song says, it was all good just a week ago. Now you come back. That's how I see it.
It's real, and it's sad that we can't even talk about the concert itself and, you know, the magnitude and what it, you know, basically what it amounted to. You have to deal with the details and all the specifics of that because now he's looking at as, you know, a villain and a devious villain like that. And he's been doing these for a minute, you know, and don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a bigger, how could I say, there's a bigger meaning to it as far as how a lot of people say there's a lot of demonic flow going on, a lot of, I don't want to really say Illuminati, but more ritualistic stuff. Yeah. You know, that goes into that. And now it's, you know, now it's being exposed. So it's just something that I've never seen something like that before. As far as, and I'm, you know, sorry to say a black dude, because it was like more like a rock concert, but it was a rap concert. Right. And so he's having this conversation about it is crazy. Seriously.
It's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I agree. So do y'all think, I mean, just to put it out there, y'all think he was trying to do some mind manipulation, satanic type shit? Or you think he's just playing into some kind of image or some kind of...
I think that's exactly what he was doing, you know, because, I mean, we don't even... Let's be real.
Which one? The former or the latter? What you
think he was mind controlling?
I would say the latter. The latter.
Okay.
Wait. So you think he was playing into what, you know, his image is, or you think he's trying to mind control?
Mind control. Yeah. You know, and that deals with, you know, something I also been looking into with the frequencies. You know, when you're dealing with a specific type of sound wave, you know, which to some people could sound stupid, but if you really look deep into it, you know, the frequencies play a part when it's consistency. When you're consistent, you can't listen to a song one time and I'm not possessed. Look, I just listened to the song. No, it's over time. And that's why they keep pounding us with different artists, pounding us with different music, pounding nonstop. Because eventually, you know, the brain is like, you got that brain plasticity. And what happens is eventually it's going to take root and you're going to have those anger issues. You're going to have the bitterness. You're going to have that murderistic feeling over time. So the more you keep pounding us with this music, which they're doing, then eventually you're going to have the environments that we have. And then you're going to have the crime rate. You're going to have the death. You're going to have the stereotypes.
Suicide, depression. I mean, look, it's at a rampant rate right now, man. And we're like, you know, sometimes we sit back, if you're like in a bubble like me, you know, you're an introvert, you kind of wonder, like, where's this coming from? But now I'm starting to see, like, these type of affairs or these type of events bring all of that to the forefront. And you're starting to see more people researching and putting out content about frequencies now because as a result. But they've been doing this forever, since the 1950s? Right?
So I actually did some research, right? Of course, on frequencies. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into the history of this shit in our next circuit, right? But before we get there, man, yo, Shaun, I'm so glad that you're on here with us, man, because Brooklyn cats are some of the smartest cats, especially the ones from our era, right? We just naturally got, you know, some sense, right? Even though we got some knuckle, you know, we grew up with some knucklehead ass too, right?
Big time.
But one thing you say, man, is about like how they just be pound, right? I mean, what positive songs do they pound? Do they ever pound positivity? Do they ever pound something that might have a higher vibration or a higher frequency? I mean, of course, you're gonna think of like a Kendrick Lamar, but I mean,
Common.
Nah.
Do they pound? They don't pound Common songs.
Nah. You're gonna get it in spurts. You're gonna get it in cameos. You know, like they want to at least show the image. Okay, we will allow a conscious rap. We will allow a little positive rap, whether it's through a commercial, a cipher. You know how to do things. But as far as the common, the common songs in which we hear today, ain't happening because that doesn't fit the mold. That is not what makes money. Because really, at the end of the day, I mean, it's the agendas is still money. Eventually, they got a big overall plan. But if you're not bringing in the millions, if you're not the merch and that, the influence of these kids ain't wilding out, right? They don't want to see positivity. Because if you see positivity, then what do you see? You see change. You see growth. And then the money goes down because you can't market positivity in this arena. You have to market negativity because why? People love violence. People love, it's usually, it's shock value. Positivity is not going to give you that shock value, but to see somebody get punched in the face, you know what I'm saying? See somebody get body slammed, see somebody get killed, robbed, yelled at, money. Now everything is, flashing money, chains, show me all of that, some booty shaking, you know what I'm saying? Chick, thongity thong, you know what I'm saying? Ratchet. You know what I'm saying? If you're not seeing ratchery, then you're not good for this. But you have to do it. It's almost like this. It's like you in a workplace, we'll hire a Black person just to say, there's not a racial, not a racial divide here. So you have a certain workforce. Let's hire this Black person. We cool. So in music, same thing. You have all that activity. Right? Let's just interject a positive song here and there. So the image is there's some good rap. But overall, it gets smothered. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Mos Def, right? Look at one of the most conscious what I would say commercial artists, one of the most conscious. Yo, look what his single had to be, Miss Fat Booty. The one song on the whole album, on Black on Both Sides, the one song that really wasn't about like progress, so to speak. That's the one song that they marketed, right? You get something with that.
Together, man. Look, I'm gonna bring us back on track, and I'm gonna get us back to this workout.
Cool. We're going to the next workout.
So the next thing, let me show you. The next circuit is gonna be fingertip rotation push-up. All right, so you're gonna come down, and you're gonna come up with your fingertips there across the body, so you can feel that extension. Same thing on the other side. We do a max rep. Next exercise is gonna be an inverted pull-up. All right, so Jay, you're going to do the normal pull-up.
All right.
Right, so your grip is going to be underhanded. All right, and you're just pulling up like you did your rolls.
Got it.
Any variation is acceptable here as far as grip width. But I like to come closer like this, like shoulder width.
Yeah.
You did max rep.
Oh yeah, it's a nice little home workout. Straight up.
All
right, cool. It's y'all set.
Let's do it.
Get it.
I want to see how Shaun get these twisty push-ups. These joints, you gonna feel them joints.
Yeah, Dave got the Navy SEAL,
Don't let his Air Force buddies hear you call him a Navy SEAL, boy.
Yeah, you know what, man? That's all right, because I wasn't too keen on the Air Force myself anyway. That's okay.
All right. So look. So we talking about frequencies in music, right? So look. So I'm gonna bust y'all mind with this shit. So I looked it up, right? So much of what we know about frequencies in music, it comes from Germany. Peep game. So like in the 1800s, this dude. His name is what's his name? Cladney. He's a physicist and a musician. This dude in right? This dude in the 1800s, in 1787, he did a famous experiment called the Cladney plate test, where he took the bow from a violin and he strummed it against a metal surface, right? Right. What he had sand on top of the metal surface called them plates, and he demonstrated that sound. It travels in a vibration, in a wave form, and he was able to prove that because the sand moved. Right. It's a famous experiment. Now, with that, what he started doing was he started fucking with the frequency. He started messing with the sound and doing different sounds. Yo, Shaun, people, when he would mess with different sounds, the sand would form different like images or shapes on the plate, right? Right. So higher the frequency, different shape. But this is what you're gonna love. You're gonna love this shit. So one frequency in particular would always make the same shape. One particular frequency always made the same shape in the sand. That shape was a triangle. Ooh. And that frequency was 432 hertz. Hertz is the number of vibrations per sound. 432. Right. So they concluded that is the purest mathematical sound. It is the frequency. It's the frequency of the universe. It's what they say. They say our brain is on the same frequency with the universe. Our cells vibrate in our bodies, y'all know, to that frequency, 432 hertz. Right.
So it keeps everything in alignment.
Right, everything in alignment.
With that being said, I encourage you guys to go back and listen to your music in that frequency, and you see the difference. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's a meditative state. Put you in a meditative state, gives you a higher consciousness. Yo, they say that at 432 hertz, your cells vibrate in resonance. And when they're in resonance, it's a healing system. Your cells vibrate on a healing system at 432 hertz. All right, fast forward a few decades later, still in Germany, it's this dude named Joseph Goebbels. Joseph Goebbels, right?
Yeah.
Goebbels, you know him, right? 1930s, right? In 1930s Germany, he is a minister of Nazi propaganda. Goebbels, right? He has a special set of skills. This man knows how to manipulate the masses through media, specifically and especially radio. What he tells them is, let's change the frequency from 432 hertz to 440 hertz, because it's going to give us the ability to manipulate their consciousness, control and capture their consciousness, cause anxiety. We can make them do what we want them to do, right? So they switch the frequency for Nazi propaganda, right? A little bit more information. I know it's a lot of info drop, right?
I like this.
Then in 1953, like 20-something years later, 1953, the ISO, the International Sound, some organization for international bid as the standard frequency for music. We currently use 440 hertz now as our standard for current music, bro. So when we talk about mass mind manipulation, when we talk about music causing anxiety, when we talk about our music making us off balance and out of sync with the universe, it's the standard for what we listen to, bro.
It's the standard.
It's the standard, bro.
It's absolutely by design. You know, when you look and you hear things like that, we got to look at the overall picture. And music, come on, look at music. Music is such an influence in every way. And what you just told me with that frequency, the 432, how the shape, always comes back to itself. Right. And if you go up to 440, now that's a manipulation. So sometimes we got to research the music we're listening to and see what hertz or frequency it's on. And then we see if we're playing right into that fold.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. What does that triangle symbol say to you? That the 432, if it's the purest mathematical sound and it always forms a triangle, what does that make you think of?
The pyramids?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pretty much, supreme mathematics, right?
Yes, sir.
That's a little unnerving. You know what I mean? It's a little unnerving, the fact that we're being kept from that type of knowledge. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's diabolical. It's diabolical. It's diabolical. Like that's a strange concept, man. The fact that, like I said, from the 50s, like we're being, you know what I mean? Like again, and then you already know what happened. You know what Goebbels was about. You know what happened in World War II. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. That's supreme mind control to take, to influence the masses to eradicate a race of people, man. It's insane.
Right.
So you gotta understand the magnitude and the power of that. right? So that's
Right.
that's insane, man. That's insane. And again, man, that's what's going on today. Like you look at our children, they're inundated with that. Okay,
Right.
this is a as far as that Travis Scott, not even just Travis Scott. Shaun was mentioning a Pop Smoke the other day, and then
Smoke,
you got rappers like
Right.
Triple X, King Sean or whatever.
Yeah.
Who was trying to preach to us, as far as the powers of frequency. And look what happened to Buddy. So you got to understand it's like you said, it's set up, and the powers that be, they have us locked in. So just be aware, folks. Just be aware.
And
Yeah,
that drill music, which Pop
Yeah.
Smoke, kind of, I ain't gonna say spearheaded, but kind of introduced to us at an authentic level. That was at about 8, I think it was like 804, the frequency.
Oh wow.
804.
Wow.
So the moment you hear it, is you hear horniness, you hear murder, you hear I want to get something done, in a negative way. And
Wow.
it's now it's making more sense that overall it really hasn't even nothing to do with making money in a negative way. Now we're seeing this is how you really can pull up people in. But I was also talking to Dave, go Bible wise. You got to understand the devil, who he originally was. Originally, his name was Lucifer. He was Lucifer. And he was a minister of music. He controlled the airwaves. So if you kind of look in hindsight, if you really look at the overall agenda, when you're dealing with the Illuminati, you got to really understand who's behind this. His goal basically is world domination, has always been. And if you're dealing with somebody who basically worshiped God at one time with music, he has basically accordions on him. So if he's bringing what he had in the heavens to the earth, shouldn't he be the how could I say, the mastermind behind sound? So he's basically revealed to us, it ain't just about listening to music. I'll teach you how you can gravitate people, how you could lock people in. And look, I mean, we started out with jazz music, nice classical art. You had Mozart, you had all this. But as future went on, now you're dealing with music that got people going crazy, from the punk rock, to the hard rock. And now look at what they're doing, how they took all of that and putting it into rap music. And now look at how hip hop started out. It was simple. It was coming from our mouth. Remember back in the day, we was just banging on the wall. And now the sounds that we're getting, but look when they started with NWA. To me, they really was the original gangster rap. And the music was just chaotic. It was organized confusion. So you sitting there, basically high speed chases. So that music literally was preparing us to go in those, it was like a crash course, right into a dead end. Right into a dead end.
Yeah, that's a good observation, bro. That's a good. Y'all ever watch? One other thing. I'll pause myself. One other thing, man, to think about is now it's not even necessarily all about the radio. It's social media now, right? Like everybody, you talking about billions of people who are listening to the same shit. It's not. It used to be like hip hop was a local art form at first. And then it was just like, West Coast folks listen to West Coast, and East Coast listen to East Coast, and South listen to the South because it was on the radio. But now you're talking about social media trends where like people in China are listening to a Pop Smoke song or listening to a Travis Scott song. You feel me? And it's like, that shit is scary. You ever watch like some of these fight videos or something, right? It's about to pop off. It kind of catch your attention for whatever low being reason, right? You're in a low mode that day, and you just watch it transpire. Black people, especially black women on social media, they make them look like the most violent human beings in the world. To the point where I'm like, why are black people so angry? They just skipped you in the Popeyes line. Like, it's just a line.
That's good. That's good.
You feel me? You feel what I'm saying?
Right,
like, people skipped me before. I didn't hit them with my Timberland. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are black people so angry? And so I don't think black people are super angry, but I do think that our music has a lot to do with our mood. I would say that.
Wow. And, to add to that, though, like, sometimes I sit there, I think about that. That's what we contribute. That's what we contribute to society. Yeah, and it's kind of depressing right? There's no other. Well, I mean, you got heavy metal, that kind of contributes to a negative push to the children as well. But like, that's all we really offer, right? Because R&B is not necessarily on the forefront anymore, man. Our hip hop is what really set the tone for us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like, that's what we put out there, and it's kind of sickening to see that's our contribution to society. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's pretty sickening. And we gotta wake up, man. We talked about cancel culture and other episodes, man. But that's something that we need to do internally and kind of rectify that, man. And push that image. You know how hard it was, and going back to how pushing artists. You know how hard it was to find that Common dropped the new, the Beautiful Revolution Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's not advertised, and the album is gorgeous. You know what I mean? So it's just like, things like that is just overshadowed, man, and it's just money to be made, in basically pushing. Like, let me rephrase that.
An agenda, pushing a big agenda.
Yeah.
But basically, just like our rage, pretty much our rage to kind of push the image of us in that negative light.
So they capitalizing on that.
Facts. Yeah, man, it's sticking.
Facts.
My bad. Hey,
it's definitely something that they're selling. Wait, before you say that, there's one more thing.
Go ahead.
Because and I know this is a whole nother topic. Just want to bring it up because you said that about them pushing out Black rage, right? It sells. Think of what's Rittenhouse, right? Kyle, right?
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh man.
Right. We all know he just got off. We all know that if that was a Black 17-year-old, he would have got shot. He wouldn't have made it to jail. He wouldn't have made it to a trial, right? Period. Right. He would have got shot. And the reason why is because they fear Black rage. Like Dave just said, they fear Black skin, right? They fear Black skin. They're pushing this Black rage image. They want people to fear us so they can continue to kill us, bro.
But I also think too, that plays into they're losing their grip. Because there was a time where you couldn't even look them in the face. There was a time where 8 o'clock you had to be in the house before sunset. There was a time where talking back to them it was like saying the gall of you. And because they're losing that grip, they're going to try to reinforce and remind us, like, don't get it twisted. We still got y'all in check. So they've learned how to recalibrate. Right. Yeah. They learn how to recalibrate. Like, okay, we can't do the old school lynchings. We can't do the way we used to do it. So now they're going to play the psychological warfare.
Wow.
They're going to, go ahead.
No, in this case, in a sense, is that it's bringing that it's that power is that power grab in return, and also to set us up, man. Like now we're gonna be at odds. We're already protesting all over the place right now as a result of this verdict, man. So they're keeping us at odds. That's another thing to pay attention to too, man. What this hand's doing, you don't know what this hand's doing, right? You watching this hand, you don't know what this hand is doing. So like we got to be conscious of that too, and not really
the powers that be. It's the powers that be, and it's almost like if you look at the stock market. A lot of people don't know. If you really research, the original stock market was a slave trade. You would literally have, people.
Commodities.
Yeah, commodity. It would be people. You have a young, a strong Black dude, a nice lady, and she would be up for grabs. So as time went on, they had to change. Because the image would have shown, how could we say, genocide and atrocity. So what did they do? They started to implement products. So then you're dealing with tissue, oil, you're dealing with, all of that to put on the stock market because you have to replace. Because even if you go to Wall Street is built on a graveyard of slaves. You know what I'm saying? But that's the mecca of the stock market. That's where the Wall Street exchange is at, right there on Wall Street. But under all of that is nothing but slaves because that
pork
was
bellies,
the
pork bellies,
Mortimer.
Mm-hmm. Pork bellies and orange juice.
I just say that to say the way that they acquiesced and segued over to replacing slaves as the original stock, they went on to a psychological, okay, let's give them a product. So it's the same thing with
the 13th, right? And these privatized prisons, man. You know what I mean?
Right. The way they keep us enslaved, they had to, say, okay, we're going to do this now instead of the old traditional, chains and cotton. All right, now we're going to give them a different form. And it's worked to perfection because you got people, this is their job. Yeah. So right now they plotting something right now for 2022. Yeah. They're like, look, this is going to be a new way that we're going to keep them bound. But, we'll basically get into it, further in a later segment. But that's soon, it's all breaking up now because they cannot stop us.
That was
Let's
a
go.
week ago. Yeah, that was a week ago.
Just like,
Yo, let's do it.
that's just
Let's
like,
do it, man.
yo,
Let's
yo,
do
so
it,
look,
Dave. Yo, so what's the next exercise, Dave? Because I really want to
so
hear
we're
what my man spitting. Yo, man,
yeah,
y'all black men are geniuses, bro. Great conversation so far on
hey, not me, y'all.
Awesome.
Y'all, that's
nah, bro.
two artists come together,
we
that's
built
what happens,
Nah,
man.
y'all on
we
another
built, bro.
level, man. This dude pulling out Russian scientists and oh man, rocking me. My man is on he's on his A game.
Hey man, y'all. I'm trying to keep up with y'all, man. Dave, what we got next, bro?
All right, so we're gonna do a tricep and a squat circuit. All right, of course, man. You guys at home know what a dip is, right? So it's gonna be up on the bars here. What you call this the other day, man? You call this the Roman chair? You call this the Roman chair?
The captain's chair. The captain's chair. The captain's chair.
Anyway, so you're gonna get up on it, and you want to stay upright with a tricep, man. You want to basically isolate your triceps. So a lot of people like to dip over and get the chest, but you want to do triceps here. So you're gonna go straight up and down. Simple, right? Boom. You see how I'm trying to keep my body straight?
Correct.
Simple. All right. And then the next workout is gonna be a Bulgarian squat.
Oh yeah.
All right. So boom, you're gonna have your you're gonna make sure your foot tracks in front of you here. But when you go down for the squat, you want to make sure that your knee doesn't go over your go past your toe. All right. That's the most important nuance with this exercise. And also, man, you want to maintain a slight little bend in your leg. You don't want to go all the way straight. So when you come down, you're gonna feel this extension in your glutes and your hamstrings and your quads, of course. So you want to try to keep your body upright and just squat it out. Squat it out, right? And then you just switch legs. So 15, 12, 10. That's how we're doing this one.
15.
All right, cool. And then when you do 15, you're going to go light. You go 12, you know the drill. You go a little heavier. Right. So you guys got it.
Yo, Dave, do we have another circuit after this also?
Yes. So
right,
it's also, I got plenty for you.
Don't show us yet.
No,
I want to get to know our special guest, right? So Shaun, we normally when we interview guests, we have 3 questions that we ask them, right? We ask them, where'd you come from? Where are you now? Where are you now? And where are you going? And then at the end of our workout, we ask them to leave our workout buddies with a little bit of advice. All right. So let me ask you this: where'd you come from, Shaun? Where'd you come from? And then when we get into where you are now, we'll hit a tape. What you got?
Awesome. All right, definitely. Where I'm coming from, you know it all day. East New York, man. Linden Plaza. Born and raised. You know, building 4. But growing up, the land, all of that. You know, it was an amazing journey. You know, it definitely made me a trendsetter. You know, it built some serious character. So definitely Brooklyn, East New York, man. Linden Plaza.
Nice, man.
Yo, you know what I'm gonna say to that? Hold on. Yo, if I'm gonna pay homage, yo, Shaw taught me, Shaw taught me style in the beginning, man. You know what I'm saying? When mom used to come home with them pink Conways, you know what I'm saying? Like
the bag.
That bag would glow, bro. Trust me, when she walking in the lobby, bro. Oh my God, that bag was a beacon, bro. Like, and it was just like, so I came outside. I had to do it with the surfer on the front, like the shirt, like looking corny, right? But you know what I'm saying? When I made my little money, Shaw took me to the spot on City Line, man. We got dipped, and I'll never forget that.
Sneaker barn.
He gave me style, though, man. I appreciate you for that, man. You know, to this day.
That's fun. Yo, Shaun, I never knew, but you gave me style too, bro. Because Dave gave me style.
There you go. Listen, man, gotta stay fly. Remember, we used to be fly for no reason, man. We'd be outside playing CeeLo.
But nothing.
Where you going?
Your brand new school clothes.
Especially when Easter, you know, when Easter came around, you
British Walkers.
Right. Oh, man.
BK. Straight up.
BK
nice.
So definitely, yeah, man. East New York, Linden Plaza, man. And it was a journey, man. Haven't been there in a while, but growing up, man. Wow.
So where you at now, bro?
So now I'm in Owens Mills, Maryland. So I'm in Maryland.
Wow. It's a lot different, huh?
Oh yeah, totally different. You know, suburbia, you know, super clean. Not in the sticks or anything, you know, got all the good, you know, good places out here. So I'm still getting acclimated. Just came out here not too long ago. So I actually was in Jersey for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. was out in Roselle, New Jersey for some time. So now making the transition and
dope, man.
Hopefully in a little bit, be locking it up and just grow from here. So that's where I'm at right now, Maryland.
Cool, man. And so you got you're an artist. You know what I mean, you're a recording artist. Thank you. Yeah. You have a song out. Dope message. You spitting on it. I heard it a couple of times. It's called A Week Ago, or right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
it's called
A Week Ago, right?
Yeah.
So Dave had a brilliant idea. I think it was his idea. It might have been your idea. I don't know. But Dave be having some dope ideas. He said, we should kind of use this platform as kind of like a listening party. You know what I mean? And listen to the verses while we get the setting. You know what I mean? What you think about that?
I think that would be phenomenal, so people can hear it, and that'd be dope, man. Get my views up.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Excellent, man. Get our views up too. Yeah, man.
Right.
We'll get you to give a little commentary. Get a little commentary after each verse. That's all right,
my man.
All right, cool. All right, let me press play.
I'm feeling diddy-ish, I can't stop, won't stop, busting through the door, I don't care if it's bolt lock. People scared, now the neighbors wanna go and call the cops. Protest, riots outside, now it's roadblocks. 400 years of slavery, now we got our own crops. It's our time, young black millionaires need no clocks. Taught my man how to fish, now he got his own pond. No hate, no jealousy, because the soul rots. People better now my feel it, got me by a long shot. Champagne tuxedo, followed by a bow tie. It's my time to celebrate this, check the streams, they're multi. I would be remiss if I don't give praise to the Most High. No pain, no gain, give it all until I die. Won't be ashamed to shine, no will I apologize. It's been too long, that's why I made the song. And now it's our time and they got to repay us. They don't understand, yeah, but we can go. We kept it thorough, we had the spark at the singing though. Cause they don't understand what they're seeing, yo. Cause it was all good just a week ago. We had to fight.
All right, Shaun. I normally wouldn't ask artists to do this, but since we got you on the jack, I mean, what was the motivation behind that verse?
You catch my breath. Yeah, squats.
Hey, feel you, man.
The motivation behind it. Yeah, the motivation behind it. Yeah, these Bulgarians ain't no joke.
Yeah, man.
Told this dude been like a month, but my body back. So the motivation behind the song was basically for us as Black folk, and not just any Black folk. I'm a strong believer in us being the chosen, children of Israel, and it's our time now to. Oh yeah, you all the way in. I don't know about Jared.
Hey, shit, I'm a heathen, bro. I wouldn't want me either.
Nah, you good. But it's our time as a people that we have to rise to the occasion, because slavery is officially over, and because of that, now it's time for us to walk in our privilege. Walk in our inheritance. No more victim mentality. So now we have to go out and get what belongs to us.
So when you say official, I'm saying officially over. What we talking about, Shaun? Break that down for me, man. Because I think that went over some folks' head.
You said officially over?
Officially over.
Yeah, officially over. Back in 1619, there was a big monumental scenario called the Transatlantic slave trade. Even a few months and years before that. But the grand rise of it in 1619 is when a majority of slaves touched a town called Jamestown, Virginia. Yeah, Jamestown. And if you read the insert of what it says, that it was 20 and odd Negroes. So these particular Negroes were not your typical Black people. They were different. Even the Europeans were like, they're muscular, they're very handsome, they're very cordial, they very intelligent, they have their own finance, they're engineers, lawyers, doctors, so on and so forth.
Sounds like
and they
us.
were different. Yeah. They were more different from the Africans, because the Africans were more tribal. They were more barbaric and more warrior-like. So what the Africans did is they sold, because basically what they were also doing, they were sending away their criminals. They were sending away their, how can we say, the castaways in Ghana. Yeah. Because that basically was the, exactly. But, you know, truth be told, a lot of them were more Caribbean. A lot of them were from Jamaica, you know, as we would call it today. They, you know, the 12 tribes of Israel consist of Latin, Caribbean, and then the plain black, you know, from the black to the Samoan Indians, to the Mexicans, to the Panamanians, to the Dominicans, so on and so forth. So the Africans is like, get them up out of here.
Oh, wow.
Right, we don't want them. So if you read the insert on the transatlantic slave trade, they said it was 20 and odd Negroes. And some of the first Negroes that touched the ground were Dominican, were Cubans, you know, were Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, but they were black, they were chocolate. Like they didn't look like, you know, the typical light skin, you know, ones you would see today. And what happened is from 1619, and where in a verse I say, you know, 400 years of slavery. So if you look in the Bible, you know, because there's a lot of biblical connotation with stuff. Back in Genesis, God was talking to Abraham. Before Abraham became Abraham, his name was Abram. And he was about 90 years old at the time. And God promised him that he would have his own son because he had a servant named Eliezer. And, you know, when you got a servant, if you died, you would leave your inheritance with your servant. But God kept it 100 with him. He was like, no, I'm not going to let you leave, you know, this great big inheritance with a stranger, but I'm going to give you your own child out of your loins, out of your own sperm. So he promised him he would have his own son, which he eventually did, which was Isaac. And prior to him getting that promise, he had a bad dream that night. And the bad dream that he had, he seen basically all of the promise that God told him with his children. He had this terrible dream where he basically seen the lynchings. He's seen the transatlantic slave trade. He's seen the atrocities that were committed against his own people. Because if you read in the, I believe it's Genesis 15, he talks about how they're going to be taken prisoners into a strange land. And not only would it be taken into a strange land, but they're going to suffer for 400 years. And then after the 400 years are up, then they will prosper in the very land that they're in. And, you know, done research with historians and philosophers, and they had seen that the first dispensation with the children of Israel with Moses, that they were in Egypt, but that was about over 432 years. And they didn't go through ships because there were no ships invented back then. You know, they remember they split the Red Sea, you know, they just walked. So we cannot, you know, use that and say, well, it already happened. No, because remember, we were brought to a strange land. The strange land is America. We were brought to America. And when the slaves came here in 1619, that was the start. That was the start of the prophecy. So the moment they touch the soil, now it gets activated. So if you add 400 to 1619, that's 2019. That's 2019. And now we had the Emancipation Proclamation, which basically was the end of slavery. But we know that that wasn't true, you know, because we're still dealing with it. But in the eyes of God, you know, slavery is officially over now. So I believe they touched the soil in August. It was August of 1619. So if you add that up, in 2019, you know, COVID hit. You know, COVID hit real big. Wow. And it opened up the door for Black business. And that's why you keep hearing about Black business more than you have ever heard in your life. Because now we're stepping up to the forefront where you're going to start seeing more CEOs, more directors, you know, more real estate owners, more businessmen. And then you got a new thing that's taking everybody by storm, and it's called cryptocurrency. You know, it's changing the dynamic and the dichotomy landscape, which is also going to be it's called the Great Wealth Transfer. You know, how could we get all of that money that, you know, from cotton farmers, you know, that the Jews took, the Ashkenazi Jews, all of that money that we supposed to be been getting reparations, and we can't get reparations in that way. So if you deal with cryptocurrency, you're dealing with stocks. You can get people who had money from the 1960s, 1970s, put one investment in today's market, and we can also invest, and that money can get transferred into our hands instantly. Just like if you invested in Bitcoin, if you invested in Dogecoin, if you invested in Shiba, whatever it is, you can put a little bit of money in there and become a millionaire overnight if you're in the right place at the right time. And that's how wealth can get transferred instantly into the hands of. And what's happening is regulations now are starting, like starting January 1st. If you send over $600 through Cash App or Venmo or PayPal, the IRS now is going to tax you on that. Right. You know, also because of the what was it, that $1 trillion, law that passed? I think it was like 2 trillion. If you make over 400,000, the infrastructure. If you make over $400,000, now you're going to be taxed. But why did they do this? Because they see that we're starting to prosper now. See, it was cool when it's like a week ago. It was cool when we stayed safe. We stayed in our lane. But now that we're getting to the forefront, we're starting to make money. Oh no, we got to start taxing now. Now they want to crack down on a lot of stuff. But the reality is it's too late.
See, kids, this is the hip hop we need to be encouraging. You understand? This is exactly what. Look, I mean, line for line, just substance packed. This is the kind of thing we need to be paying attention to, folks. Just I want to put it out there. But look, just a little. I got to interject a little bit so we can move on.
All right, Dave. What's next?
All right, so we're gonna do a squat reach, kind of a calf raise. All right. Well, I'm gonna say reach. Now we're not gonna reach nothing, right? We're gonna reach excellence on this one. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a squat, and then we're gonna come up on our toes.
Where your head go, bro?
Let me back it up for you. For you. Squat, come up on the toes. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what? Shoulder width apart to make the. And when we squat, we want to keep a straight back. You want our butts down. You don't want to cheat and rest our elbows on our knees. Keep it up.
All right.
Up like that. Okay. Max rep. And then the next one is gonna be a dive bomber push-up. All right.
Here we go.
Wide
dive
arms.
Bomber push-up.
Wide arms. You can have wide feet if you want. It's easier with wide feet, but I like to do wide feet, man. I get it really accentuates the movement. So I'm gonna come down and then up and then back down and up. All right. So we're scooping. Then we scoop. See that? Scooping it up, scraping the ground, coming through.
Okay.
Not bomb.
H-Town push-up, man.
You know what I mean? Max rep on that one too. You're gonna feel it.
That, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was H-Town right there, y'all.
He said H.
Somebody rocking.
That's what it looks like. That is what it looks like, bro.
No, you're right.
No, that's Bobby Brown. Remember Bobby?
No, you're right about the H-Town though. When he had the one leg up, he had the one leg up.
Oh my God.
Stupid. Hey, pause on every level. Pause on every level.
Word, man. I'm gonna do it. Try that push-up, man. I had to push. You want me to pause for real?
No. You know what I mean, man. I'm going back to New York.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Here we go. All right. Oh man,
that's the producer. That's the producer right there. That's all it is.
Squat and then up on the toes. So Dave, while we do this segment, Shaun, let's play that second verse. That sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. It's probably gonna be just as heavy as the first. All right, here we go.
I like the second better. That's me.
Yeah, everybody.
This is the era where we gotta make those mega moves. The future's our inheritance, the past is our pedestal. Growth come from process like calculating revenue. So celebrate your progress and accomplishments will better you. New reign, new kings do how mega evers move. New fame, new things, new frames for a better view. It's sad, some will listen, so it's only for a selected few. I hope you paying attention, cause I'm not trying to lecture you. What I'm trying to bring to light is something that was meant for you. Build something special, incorporate which is credible. I don't care if it's minimal, effort is still respectable. The moral of the story is you gotta be intentional. Build generational wealth so streams are perpetual. And then enjoy the fruit of your labors, and now you equitable and paid. This ain't no conscious rap I made like Gillian Wallow. This $1 million worth the game. They don't understand here where we can go. We kept it thorough, we had to spark at the singing though. Cause they don't understand what they're seeing, yo. Cause it was all good just a week ago.
Yo, that verse is stupid, bro. That verse is stupid. Yo, what you? I mean, shit. I know when you was recording that, the engineer was like, ooh.
Yeah, he had a doodle face, like, somebody boo-booed in here.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the second verse, man.
Yeah, so when we're dealing with the second verse, as I open it up, I said it's time for us to, basically build mega moves. It's time for us to make these power moves now. When I talk about the first verse, it's basically introducing us to it's time to come out. It's time to walk in to what belongs to us. Now with the second verse, now I'm basically talking about let's start making power moves. And some of the moves that, we need to start making is getting incorporated. People don't understand the power of starting a corporation. You can change your world. You can get a corporation, and when you start building that business credit or the corporate credit within it, you can basically acquire funding for any project you want, whether it's real estate, whether you want to invest in the stock market. Whether you want to build a bigger brand like y'all are doing right now, and the power of having a corporation, it could take you to the next level, because you're not dealing with basically personal credit. When you're dealing with business credit, it's basically a paydex score. And this gives you, we can basically look at Donald Trump. That's why he always builds up his corporations and then he bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? Because he understands that those entities are basically like a corporation is like a person. You know what I'm saying? So when we learn this power as a people, we basically can use the corporate credit or the business credit. Let's say, for instance, if you wanted to start a business and you take, you get a corporate credit card, let's say for $20,000. If you have that corporate credit card, you literally can pull the cash off of that card, and what you can pay that month is 1% of the amount that you have off your card. And 1% of 20,000 is $200. So your monthly minimum payment is only $200. So if you took that $20,000 and you say, okay, I'm going to invest, and fund it for my company, or you wanted to buy a real estate property and flip it, you have, even for the first 3 months, you're looking at only $600 that you pay. So using the things that's been held back from us, we can now, incorporate and start to build big business, which a lot of people are doing now. You know what I'm saying? If you look at what's going on with Black business, it's thriving at an all-time high. You have trucking companies now. You have, not the typical, because everybody got to have a fish fry spot. You know what I'm saying? We're going beyond that. People, I have an invention company. I have a company called Inventellect, so I invent things. So now I can use that funding, to fund my ideas as I go forward. So basically in the second verse, I'm just talking about now it's time for us to transition, not from, from growing up, we always talked about, when I hit it big, I'm gonna play the lotto. I'm gonna hit it big, I'm gonna get my foot. No, how about you do what it takes to become a millionaire? You do what it takes to become successful by applying yourself. So, I'm dropping the gems like that to say, listen, let's walk into our inheritance, because now that, as I talked about in the first verse, the 400 years is up. Now it's time for us to take back everything that belongs to us. And when God made us, he made us as creators. You know what I'm saying? So we basically are supposed to go out there and create wealth. So as you see, it's happening. So, that's what's taking place in that second verse, man.
That's so dope, bro.
Get him.
That's
my
so
man
dope,
from
bro.
the fifth floor, man. From the fifth floor. That's what's up.
Fifth floor.
You know what I mean?
Dope, man.
That's very dope. Very dope,
bro. Yo, I'm glad that you can share that with us, bro. Really glad you can share that with us, man. Yeah, man.
I'm glad he can share with the world.
He said he got an inventing company. So let's yo, Dave, man. Yo, look at my face, bro. Look at my face.
Where you at?
See that?
Yeah.
It ain't hot in here. It ain't hot.
You see?
Yo, so let's do this. Let's get to the last set, man. I want to find out more about where Shaun is headed. Especially he talking about he got inventing companies and shit, man. I know how to invent shit.
You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised.
I'm doing it daily.
And then let's find out where he's headed or where he's going, and then get some advice from him, and let's get out of here.
Man.
All right, Dave, what we got, man? I got my dumbbell.
All right, so this is gonna be a fly roll press. We're working. Told you it's gonna be total body, so we're gonna get the shoulders in here. All right, so it's gonna be a fly, back down, roll, okay, press, down, reverse curl, and repeat.
Okay.
All right.
So fly, down, press,
roll,
press,
and then press,
and reverse curl. Like
right.
down.
Yeah, see?
A lot of moving parts. All right, one more time.
That's a lot of moving parts, man. Get your shoulders healthy.
Fly, down, roll, press, reverse press, back down, and then reverse curl.
Slow it up, though, because we want to see that burn.
I might have to slow it up to remember
how many it is.
Max rep,
Push to exhaustion. PE.
Max preparation. All right, so
nice.
All right, so here we go. So this is gonna be the discus throw.
That.
This is gonna be the discus throw, right?
This
So
is a Thundercat.
all right, so boom, I'm gonna hold it here. See, I'm not playing, right? This is where the workout is right here. I'm gonna hold it here, and then I'm gonna come up, and I'm gonna hold it up here too. Now, peep the legs. Do you see the feet work? You see the feet work?
Yeah.
You see the feet work? All right. So boom, right? Look, you see the feet work.
The footwork. Oh, okay. That. All right. Ooh, this dude right here, boy.
Workout buddies at home, take it slow, man. Take it slow at home, but workout buddies.
Slow. That's the whole point of this.
This cat
all
right
in
here
the school, like everything.
Yeah.
All right.
If all you got is salt and pepper at home, don't go heavy on the saffron.
Yeah, man, saffron, sofrito.
I know Dave. That's Adobo Dave right there.
Yeah. You know that big dude that used to come out of Double Dragon? Remember that dude, Adobo? Yes, sir.
Nah. Remember you used to get Dipsy Doodles? But then you had the Fiesta mix. Remember the Fiesta mix with the pretzels, the cheese doodles?
The pretzels is good in it.
Yeah, David. I get the Dipsy doodles. He got the
party mix.
Party mix, yeah.
You said David's the party mix. That's hilarious, man.
One man army right here.
All right, I'm gonna try this. So look. So we going. What would you call the first one? What?
It's a fly roll.
Hey, where you at? I don't even see that.
Nah, because I have a low power. Fly roll press.
Right. Here, then we coming back down. Then we rolling up, roll up.
No. Right? See, that's how you do your
roll.
No,
we roll here.
And
then we come here.
Boom.
And then we come here. Nice. And then we come here.
Yeah. Oof. So on the press, you can come back down normal and then twist and then down.
All right. So I'm here.
Where you at, Shaun?
You
I don't see no cheek. I don't see no cheek
here.
Yeah, let me see.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. My man. Hey,
so he got a good memory.
He got a good
memory. That's why he can remember them verses like that. Shaun, I used to record music. I could never remember my own verses, bro. I had to be in the booth with my phone like this. I couldn't remember.
It's tough, man. That's writer's box is real, man. Y'all seen Shaka Khan the other night? Yo, she was twisted.
God. She was mad twisted, man.
Oh my God. She couldn't remember not one song. Stephanie sung all her verses.
That was
atrocious. It was atrocious.
That shit was crazy. Poor thing.
Atrocious.
Still look good though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so Shaun, so last part of the questions, man. Where you going, bro? What's your motive? What you got planned? What's happening with you?
Yeah, man. So I got a wonderful, beautiful lady in my life, and she loves that song. To be honest with you, more than me. Like she's like my biggest cheerleader. So I'm definitely gonna. Next step is to do a video. Get that song. Basically get it out there. Now it's time to really start. Getting behind it, get the marketing. Push the agenda, and make like-minded songs. The goal is basically to bring a different type of sound. Like I'm not a conscious rapper. I'm not a gospel rapper. I'm not a positive rapper. I'm just a person that's giving you the raw truth, and almost like how could I say? I'm going to give you party music. I'm going to give you that good music, but I'm coming in a way that I'm sly. You're listening to my music, loving it, but at the same time, your mind is getting changed and you're getting awakened without even knowing it. But the key is you have to be relevant. The music has to be catchy. The verses, even though you're hearing a positive message, you don't even really think of it as a positive message because the music is so good, that you're just enjoying it. But then later on, you go back and you're like, hold up, that make a lot of sense though. And then it challenges you to have these conversations that we're having right now. And so I see myself, basically taking my music to the next level. Also jumping in more with my business. I have yet to really get a product out, but I do have some things because it basically comes down to the funding. But I definitely have some things on the table, that I want to do. And eventually with my company, I want to help other people who have inventions who don't have the funding. My goal is to help them, get it out there. If they don't have the money, we'll work something out and people can get their ideas out there. So that's where I'm headed with that, man.
What's the name of the company?
10 per side. All right, just to make sure. Right.
It's called Inventalac.
And intellect. Oh, that's a type.
That's dope. That is dope. That's fantastic. I like that play on words. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's called Inventellect, and it's basically where invention meets intellect. So basically, I merged the two words together, and it's basically from my research. It always comes down to money. I've had great ideas, and the first thing the engineer says to me, it's a phenomenal idea, but we're going to need around $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 to just do a prototype. And that is just absolutely mind blowing, because at the end of the day, even though we might do a prototype, they're still going to need money to fine tune and tweak. So now you're looking at an extra $10,000, $20,000. So the purpose of my company is, once I get going, is to help people who don't have the finances, don't have the resources, to help them, get their product out in mainstream. They're not getting 100%. I always let people know up front, unless you want to do it by yourself. But, the goal is basically to understand, take a percentage and let them do the work. The other companies, if it's an electronic, we can sell it to Sony, let them, do all the work. You sit back, collect residual income, and then you move on to the next idea. That's the key, because you want that perpetuity,
Yeah, that's dope, man. It's, what I really like about that is I like the pushing finances behind people who have good ideas. But also what I like about it is the business sense that you'll bring to the table, right? Because I can't remember what the name of the movie was, but it's this movie about the lady who invented that mop. She invented that mop where you can wring the mop dry, right? Like that, right? And so it was about her, that little twist mop, right? So the lady was an inventor. She came up with all these different inventions, but it's about her struggle. It's about her struggle, and the business side of it. So what'll happen is you'll get somebody who will say they believe in your invention and your idea, but they'll rape you on the business side of it. So it's powerful that you have a company that's not only willing to help and get the finances, but also show people how they cannot get raped on the business end of it too.
And that's what this platform is good for, right, fellas? Like, look, man, we all watching, right? We're here to build a network, man. And if you're listening to this podcast, man, and you're a hard money lender, you're an investor, whatever have you, man, look into these things, man. Look into my brother right here, man. That's the whole point of this platform, is to build that network, man, so we can do big things together.
Big things, man. It's there for the taking. It's our time, fellas. We really, it's like God. I remember I was reading something where it says that the children of Israel was going to go into a land flowing with milk and honey, right? But if you look at it in a literal sense, you're gonna think milk is flowing from the mountain, or honey, But the reality is it was cows in that land, and it was bees. So what do you have to do? You have to extract it. You have to go milk the cow. You have to go to work. You have to extract the honey. So it's the same thing with wealth. You have to get out there and create something. You have to put your hand, and then God can bless it. So once you come up with creative ideas, such as y'all are doing right now, even with this podcast, this is a seed. And the more that you water it, the more that you cultivate it and you tend to it, give it the proper sunlight, eventually it's going to blossom and grow into something great. So that's how you become blessed. You have to take something that you have, work it, and then God can bless it, especially if it's honest and you're changing lives. Because at the end of the day, you're changing lives. This is not, I don't even see this being a financial gain for y'all, even though that's going to come. I think y'all are more inspired to change lives, put people on, and better, and better their well-being. So that's a righteous cause. So eventually y'all going to change lives in ways unimaginable. And plus I like the concept how we're working out. So not only are you better in my body, what I'm saying, you're also helping my mind out. So, and
PE, prosperity, and we're preaching and we're encouraging, right? That's what my PE stands for. You know what I mean?
It sounds like you were on the right there on the road to helping us close out this episode, man. So go ahead and give our workout buddies some advice, man. Something that you've been chewing on. Don't have to be something, nothing major, but give them something to walk away with, man. To help us study them. Man.
Yes,
make sure we can see your face, though, man. We want to see your face.
Yes, definitely. I just want to let everyone know, we're embarking on the new year. 2022. We're gonna come up with resolutions. We're gonna come out with the I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But one thing that we must really take seriously is our life. You know, we're not promised tomorrow. You know, so we literally have to learn how to appreciate every single day. And, you know, not getting super deep anything, but we got to thank God every day for our life. But we also must remember that we have to leave a legacy behind, because, you know, when you die, you're like a report card. You know, you basically can have A's, you can have D's, or you can have F's. You know what I'm saying? So let you know, the world is waiting on you. You know, whatever gift you have, you know, whatever talent you have, it's time to step up to the forefront and let the world see who you really are. You know, whether you have a book you have to write, whether you want to be a great speaker, whatever it is, it's time to step up to the plate and let the world see your gift. Let the world know that you exist. But we also want to understand that we have to give thanks to God. We cannot push that aside, because again, when you leave this earth, you have to give an account for your life. So let it be said that, you know, I inspire others. You know, I basically gave everything that I had for the love of mankind, because that's what it boils down to. You know, I've played the streets for a bit. You know, I used to rob people. I used to do some crooked things, but I always was a positive person. But at the end of the day, people who live a negative life, we see the result. You know, so we can't keep skipping that and think that it's okay. We can't reinvent the wheel. At the end of the day, when you leave this earth, you have to give an account for your life. So make the best of it. Give everything you got, and just love your fellow man.
Yo, that's dope. That's dope, man.
Yo, hey, look, I don't know if there's anything. I don't know if there's such thing as a perfect guest, man. But today, Shaw, you are close to it, man. I appreciate you coming out, man.
Yeah, me too, man.
No kidding.
Me too, bro.
No
Hey,
Anytime,
it's great to see you again, bro.
Phenomenal, man. Yeah, I'll send an invoice in the mail, man. Hey,
it's so free. So free. So, hey, y'all been in PE with Dave and Jay and Shaun. Hey, build while you build, man.
I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing that's under 100. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing that's under